This is a Gem Micromatic Open Comb razor. And yes, it's not a straight razor on my channel, but this is a razor that brings fear into the hearts of modern wet shavers. Why is that? Well, for one thing, it's an old razor. This is a generation 2, and you can tell it's generation 2 because of these little bumps right there on either side. And this was made from the mid-1930s into the mid-1940s. And yes, this is a razor that's actually older than me. These razors take gem blades. This one is a Personna PTFE coated blade. And these razors are known to be very aggressive. Lots of blade feel, very aggressive. I'm a person who likes lots of blade feel, and so I was very anxious to try this razor when I heard about it, and yes, as you might expect, we get along real well. The action on this razor, this is a twist to open razor, and I think it has an incredibly elegant mechanism. If you look at the cap here, watch how the cap against the safety bar, watch how it moves back a little bit and then opens as I open the razor. See that? Isn't that neat? Very, very simple and elegant twist to open mechanism. I'm inserting the blade now and closing it down. And I have hopefully, yep, looks all lined up. Let's get started. Today is Sunday, and it's a Formula One day. The Mexican Grand Prix is today, so I'm using Undercut by 345 Soap Company. Okay, got a little interrupted there, but I'm back. So as I mentioned, today is the Mexican Grand Prix. The Constructors' Championship in Formula One is already decided. McLaren has won the Constructors' Championship, mostly because they had two very high-scoring drivers throughout the season. No other team has really had that. The only interesting thing left is which person is going to win the Drivers' Championship. There's a lot of people rooting for Max Verstappen. He is third currently in the standings, has about 40 points to make up. And so those who are rooting for him are anxious to see how these final races of the 2025 season turn out. Now in today's race, the Mexican Grand Prix, he didn't qualify that well. But his main competitors did qualify much better. So it would be useful for him to win races so he can make up points rapidly. But, you know, we'll just have to see. This soap, Undercut, is warm, woody, and tobacco-y. Very masculine scent, well blended. I'll put up the scent notes. I've read them to you before, but it's a little easier just to put them up so you can read them yourself. Maybe could have loaded this one a little heavier. We'll see if we can make it work. I'm only planning to do a 2-pass shave today. Mid-morning for me. And since the race is happening at a longitude that's close to me, it's happening after I have this shave for a change. Oh, what am I doing? Already ahead of myself. That feels a little slippery. That's my fault. The trick, I think, to shaving with razors that have a lot of blade feel is to ignore everything except for the blade. You can feel the blade, then just pay attention to keeping a low cutting angle and a light touch for that angle, but a combination of those things that still cuts hair well. Now for a gem razor, they tell you to put the cap against your skin. That's pretty much what I'm doing. But I'm not focusing on the cap, I'm focusing on the feel on the edge of the blade. This is I think I mentioned, this is a Personna. Oops, once again, way ahead of myself. This is a Personna blade. I mentioned it before. It has only one shave on it besides this one, so this will be the second use. So it's going to cut very efficiently. And I'm doing just what I would do with a straight razor. Landing softly. And simply modifying the blade angle to a comfortable cutting angle, which is typically shallow, as I'm moving it. The steeper angles are the ones that tend to give you cuts, nicks, and also they abrade the skin more. So that a higher angle will abrade your skin more than a lower angle. I mean, it's kind of obvious. So, you know, that's my strategy for a safety razor that is considered to be aggressive. I have several double-edged razors that are aggressive. The Blackbird, for instance, the Blackbird is considered to be a very aggressive razor. I have mine in titanium. But I do the same thing. It has good blade feel, so I simply good blade feel, and the cap and safety bar get out of your way enough that you can angle it to a level, or I can angle it to a level that's comfortable for me. So maybe that's helpful, maybe not, who knows. Now I'm finally on the pass that I started with. About now, the aroma of Undercut is really in the room, and this is the reason I enjoy using different soaps every day is to have a different experience of aroma every day as I shave. I do have lathers that I favor, but again, I feel like each lather has its own personality. I mean, some are just not great for straight razor shaving, but with each lather that I use, I simply try to get the most out of it that I can, and I don't use, if I don't like the lather, then I simply won't use the soap. So all of the 200-ish soaps that I have, I don't really have a lather that I can't use, can't make use of. As with straight razors, in the curvy sections or sensitive sections of my skin, I slow down and simply pay attention to the feel of the blade. I'll start with an angle that's probably not cutting too shallow, and then raise it ever so slightly until I can feel it really cutting well. This type of razor doesn't cut well under the nose when you do this, but the blade's right up against the corner there. So I can get it up under the nose, no problem. In this direction. Now, as always, this is a manufactured blade. And the apex tends to be a little thinner, a little keener than what you would get with a straight razor. And that'll tear up the skin a little bit. Tear up the skin a little bit more than a straight razor would. But, you know, quite comfortable. All right, I'm going to just pause a sec. I'll be right back. Okay, that was nice. I put on Thayers coconut toner just after I paused, and I have cleaned up a little. Here is the Chisel and Hound brush that I always use with this setup. It has the Gulf Oil racing colors when Gulf Oil was a thing and in motorsports. And finally, I'm not going to do anything other than some aftershave, so I'm going to be using Undercut aftershave today. And then it's literally, well, I'm going to walk the dog, but after that it'll be off to the races. Well, no, it's mid-morning still, so off to the races this afternoon. Boy, such a nice scent. I don't think 345 Soaps makes this anymore, which is a real shame. Or if they do make it, maybe it's a, you know, release that they do in March or something. But I think somebody else did the scent for them. But man, this is a good one. All right, that's it. Thanks very much for joining me. Always appreciate your comments. And I will see you in the next one. Bye.